Even though we're both round, we're still skinny legends. Skinny. Okay, back to what I was saying. She straight up would always ask me to hang out, but never had a place in mind to go, and always said it was up to me, which I found kind of annoying. A little annoying because, like, don't ask me out if you're not gonna have a place to go, okay? And I would say, oh, let's just hang out at home, or we'll go to your house, or we'll go to mine. And she's like, not trying to be rude, or don't mean to offend you or anything, but your house is boring. I'm like, I know my house is boring, okay?
Why do you think I like it so much?
Cause I don't like to do the same things that you do. It makes my house boring. Like, I play games, I watch TV. She didn't like doing that because the one time she spent the night at my house, all we did was watch Friends, and I don't really have games that she played. But like, I always find something to do at home, even if it's like the smallest thing.
Like, honestly, like, when we go to each other's houses, we just chill and do whatever. Like, I'm not picky or whatever.
Yeah, like now. We don't really do that much, and haven't.
I mean, the only reason why we're, like, busier now is because of the videos we're starting to make. Mm-hmm. Like, every day I try to shoot a video. Or, like, we try to shoot a video. So, yeah, that's, like, what we do now. But, like, before, we just chilled or do whatever.
Yeah, we would just, like, talk or watch TV or something. But, anyway, But yeah, and then I didn't like her house, honestly. Her family was, I don't want to say dysfunctional, but it seemed that way. Like, they always, like, yelled at each other.
Oh, her brother.
Her brother was...
He always said that he was a black guy trapped in a white guy's body.
We'll get to that. You can talk about that.
I hate him.
I did not like her house at all, but I'd never told her that. Honestly, I should, though. So one day... so one day I'm like minding my own business, and she texted me. She's like, hey, can you keep a secret? I'm like, yeah, of course. What happened? She's like, I'm engaged. I'm like, what? To who? She's like, you know that guy, we're not gonna...
Like that 80-year-old?
Not, but like, still, he was pretty old. Well, he was older than her. She was barely 18.
Should be illegal.
I'm not gonna expose his name. But like, you remember that guy where we went... Because she used to do archery, and I went with her a couple times. And there's always this guy there who she's now engaged to. And I'm like, oh, well, that's good for you. I was kind of being fake about it. I always say I took screenshots and stuff.
It's alarming.
Yeah. She's like, and then she sent me screenshots of him. Okay, so him and his wife were going through a divorce, but everything, takes time. So his wife didn't like him talking to Tree. Had to find like a secret way to text and stuff, and they found a way to text through a game. And she sent me screenshots, which I have.
Pedophile.
She sent me screenshots of them chatting, and I was like, oh, that's... The stuff they were saying that was like kind of cringy. It was like that cringy, like white, like romance stuff.
I'm never gonna stop saying it's creepy. It's flat out creepy.
It is.
Just for him to be doing, because
and I don't want to like I don't know his actual age, but he seemed like he was at least like 40 or in his 50s or something. He was pretty old. He had gray hair and stuff.
I keep saying 80, but like he's way older than her, and it's really creepy. Like, she wasn't even a thought when he was already in his 20s or whatever.
Yeah. I was being fake and being like, oh, congratulations, I'm so happy for you too and stuff, and I was obviously telling other people about it. And I was like, she sent me a picture of her engagement ring too.
Did I at least have a diamond?
I don't know. It was like a little
Me concerned about the diamond?
It was like a little gem, whatever. It was like a simple ring. It wasn't like anything big or fancy. It was like a little simple, like, you couldn't really tell if it was an engagement ring or like a promise ring or something.
Like, just like a regular
It was just like a simple, like, basic ring.
I get a ring for myself.
Me. She would text me and she's like telling me like this sob story, like, oh, I don't feel like I have any friends, and I'm like, okay, then have you talked to what's their name or who, this or that? But I noticed a pattern when she would text me. Almost every conversation that we talked, she always somehow managed to say that she felt like she had no friends. So finally, one day, I was like fed up with it. I'm like, okay, so you feel like you have no friends. What am I, chopped liver? Like, I'm not your emotional support dog. Like,
no, and like she only texts her when all of her other friends don't. So she's like the last resort. Like, no,
yeah.
like, do you really expect me to
like
be like?
I was treated like a last resort. Like, oh, no one's available today, so I'm just gonna go to Ariana. I thought I was your friend, but I'm kind of thinking not anymore since it doesn't seem like it.
Basically a therapist.
Yeah, I was basically a therapist to her because like she'd come to my house and we'd talk about like her
don't get me wrong,
problems.
like a lot of times me and her we would rant to each other.
Yeah.
But it's not the only thing what we talk about.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, like you could rant to me or whatever, but like don't make me your only thing.
Yeah.
So,
like, and then I text her. When I text her first, she'd always seem in a bad mood. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna leave you alone. But yeah, she always said she felt like she had no friends. And I was like, okay, if you have no friends, then what am I? Am I just your therapist? Am I your like emotional support pillar or something? I was like so tired of it. And then she had the audacity to get upset at me for calling her out for saying that too much. Like, what?
Like, obviously, if it was bothering you and just overflowed to that point, I think she should have just listened.
Yeah.
At the very least, just listened.
She should have just listened to me, and obviously she was bipolar, because, like, who isn't anymore? Like, I told her, you say this too much, and I was getting a little upset at it, and she gets upset at me. She's like, you know what, whatever. And she hit me with that K, or on...
Oh, I hate that. It's worse than leaving you on red. Like, when somebody just goes, K.
I was like, you know what? I'm not having this, okay? If I'm just like... I was so fed up at that point. And, like, for New Year's, I should have dropped her. Like, we were texting...
Best moment ever.
We were texting, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. She made me so angry. She got me, like, so heated at times. I just wanted to go off on her so bad. I was like, my thumbs were, like, revving up to, like, type everything that I, like, was thinking about.
Like, should I risk going to jail today?
I was so done. Like, she always texts me either in a bad mood or when she was sad or something.
Or
like,
when she has nobody else.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll always be here to talk. Like, I've been told I'm a good listener, and, you know, like, you can talk to me, rant to me about whatever. That's fine. But, like, that shouldn't be the only thing we talk about. And I told her, like, well, I feel like all we talk about is sad things, like how you're always depressed, or, like, I'll take that very seriously. Like, if you're depressed, I'll try to help you as much as I can. But it seemed to me that she was, like, always, like, constantly... I'm not trying to sound, like, mean or anything, like I didn't want to help a friend. I wanted to, but it seemed that every time... Like,
and it was, like, the only thing she called you for.
Yeah, every time. Like, she never called me. She always, like, just texted me.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. And she always, like, texted me if she was depressed. I'm like... Oh, she's like, oh, we don't always talk about sad things. I'm like, it seems like it, because every time you text me, you always say you have no friends, and...
Like, the only reason she doesn't think so is because when she has other people to text to about her good things.
I don't even know if she texts other people about her good things. I never asked, because frankly, I don't care. So, finally, for New Year's, I got tired of it. I was telling her about all the things that she did wrong, did wrong. Like, I tried to apologize. I tried to be civil. I tried to apologize and say, like, okay, you know what, I'm sorry for saying this. Like, I was trying to be an adult when she was the actual adult here. She always, like, I just went off. Like, I was so tired of her. I didn't want to be her friend anymore at that point. And what's so bad? Like, to drop a friend, right? It's you know... It's kind of mean. It's kind of sad. But if you really, like, don't like somebody, why should you pretend to be their friend? I'd rather drop a friend. I'd rather lose a friend than have to be a fake one or have them be fake to me. You know?
Yeah, like...
I'd rather just be done than be fake.
See, and I always hated her for some reason.
I was telling her, like, I just don't want to be your friend anymore. Like, you always treated me like I was just your therapist, and all we talked about was just how you had no friends, and I was like, I was so done. I was telling her, like, you don't like being at my house, I don't like being at yours, you always ask me to hang out, but you never have anything in mind. I tried being nice. I tried. I apologized like an adult should, unlike her. I'm like, I think it's funny here how you're the... I told her, I think it's funny here how you're the adult, but I'm the one doing most of the apologizing, like adults should. Like, just get it over with. Never once does she say sorry for, like, treating me like I was a garbage bag. Like, what do you want from me?
To vent?
Like, I'm not just here to vent to. I like to talk about other things. I like to talk about, like, oh, what food do you like, or where do you want to go? You know, the basic stuff, or talk about something, like, more weird. Like us, we talk about the weirdest stuff ever. Like, if you hold a conversation with this guy for, like, more than 5 minutes, you'll know what I mean.
We go from every subject like a roll of a die.
Yeah, it's every subject we talk about. But still.
Just like our last video. Like, we went from talking to K-pop to studying on our classmates to how we met.
Yeah, it's crazy. You should check out the last video. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Have fun, I blast.
I love that.
But I told her flat out, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I told her.
She should have saw it coming.
She should have at least apologized. She should have.
Me, she should have saw it coming. She should have apologized.
She should have apologized to me. If she said sorry, then I would have maybe given her another chance. Okay, so
she doesn't deserve another chance. She obviously proved that.
But anyway, after that, on New Year, I dropped her on New Year's. You know, New Year, new me, blah blah blah, whatever.
I hate people.
And then I told her the last thing I said. I was like, why don't you get it that I don't want to be your friend anymore? So why don't you go back to your 40-year-old fiance and leave me alone? And that's the last thing I said to her. And then I get a text a few months later in April, right before her birthday. I'm like, what do you want now?
When her husband suddenly falls down the stairs and gets her.
And I'm like, what do you want now? She's like, I'm sorry, I'm just tired of being... I'm tired of, like, being alone and sad for my birthday.
Like, yeah, you wonder why.
You wonder why. Like, she doesn't think about the things she's done. Like, to you, it may not seem like a lot, but to me, it was, like, a lot to deal with because I never really had a friend to deal with that kind of stuff before. So, it was, like, all new to me. So, but honestly, I didn't want to be her friend anymore. Like, I stopped liking her. She wasn't my cup of tea.
Ew.
My cup of tea. I just didn't like her anymore. Like, I know that's kind of mean, but it's just how I felt at the time.
And at a point, you just gotta stop dealing with the toxic people and just let it go.
Yeah. Like, she kept telling me, she kept asking, she's like, can I get a second chance? Can I, please? Or how much more time do you need to think about this?
Like, I barely give my parents a second chance. Do you really think I'm gonna give you one?
And I was just like, I really don't want to be your friend anymore. Why can't you get that? Like, I told you straight up, I don't want to be your friend. But I was like, you know what? Fine. Since if you really want a friend, I'll give you a second chance. But we have to talk about things other than me being your therapist, basically. She was like, okay. She's like, I'm sorry for all those things. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry too. That I didn't say more. I didn't say that, but I said, I'm sorry too. We both apologize. I don't even know if she meant to. I honestly didn't feel like it. I honestly think she just felt she needed to apologize just because I said she didn't apologize to me.
Gotta take a sip of water, girl.
Anywho. Ew, why did I say that?
I don't know. I was even like, what did she just say?
We tried talking about stuff we liked. It was obviously pretty stale. Our conversations were like drier than bread. Drier than Wonder Bread, at least. And
drier than my love life.
Drier than my elbows. Like,
we did roast each other for once.
I mean, yeah. For now.
Watch later in the video.
But still, like, we tried talking. I tried, pretending that I cared. I honestly didn't care.
Oh.
I honestly didn't care. Like, I was just so tired of her, like, spamming me and texting me, please can I have another chance? I blocked her, obviously, so she made another account to try and text me.
She did that, like, twice.
Yeah. She made another account to try and text me, and I was like, no. So I blocked that one, too. And then she made another account, the one, like, right before her birthday, and I was like, fine. So she has, like, 3 accounts. I unblocked the first 2 just to see. She always asked me to hang out at, like, the worst possible time. Through, like, the month of, like, March. Wait, no, March is before April. Anyway, I got sick one time, and she asked me to hang out. I'm like, no, I can't, because I'm sick.
Did she think you were faking or whatever?
No, that was the other one.
Oh.
I just didn't want to hang out with her, honestly. I always made up lies. Ew. You need to match your foundation.
Still better than James Charles.
I mean, she kept asking me to hang out and stuff, and I always made up an excuse like, oh, I'm out of town, which for the most part I was out of town. And she always asked me, she's like, oh, well, let me know when you get back, or... No, I didn't. And I was like, okay, we could try doing something for Halloween. I was like...
Didn't we end up hanging out on Halloween?
Yeah, last year,
Yeah. I'm the favorite. I'm the only...
Yeah, I have, like, no other friends that talk to me, at least.
So I'll take it as I'm the favorite.
But I swear, next time she asks me to hang out, because she's still kind of texting me. She hasn't texted me in, like, a month or 2. Next time she asks me to hang out, I'm going to straight up say no. Because I don't like your house. You don't like mine. We can't go anywhere because of this virus. And I was just so tired of her as a friend. I didn't want to be her friend anymore. She didn't understand that. And she still kind of does text me. I don't remember last time she texted me, though.
She's like one of those stray dogs from Mexico. Once you, like, show them any kind of affection, they stick to you.
Why do you want to be my friend so bad? She's like, oh, because you're you're like the only one that I talk to about my problems or about my deepest secrets. And
yeah, maybe because you're too clingy and Ari has patience.
This much patience. You see this much patience left.
Oh, that's why you got a lot colder after you met her.
I was like, I don't understand why she wanted to be my friend so bad. Like, what makes me so much different than just talking about your problems to somebody else? She's like, because you're like a sister to me and you can relate and you can help me. Sister. I'm like, I'm not... I'm sorry you think of me that way and it might come off as rude, but I did not.
Like, she doesn't even like you that much, and for you to think she's a sister, that's sad.
Like, I never had a sister, and she does have a sister who is another story.
Yo. Her whole family, throw them away.
Yeah.
They drag ass.
Right? Yeah. Because... Oh, never mind. You look like a woman. That's why it looks like her. So basically, a whole summary of this. She was good at first, and then she treated me like a therapist, which I wasn't. Like, you can talk to me about your problems, but I'm not your therapist.
And I have to pay extra for that.
Yeah. You had to know me for that. And she thought of me as a sister, and I was like, I don't think of you that way. And I dropped her, and blah, blah, blah.
Like, you really being my sister? That's how sad you are?
Oh. It was just, a whole mess. Like, I just straight up, like, just don't want to hang out. Why do you want to hang out so much during this whole virus? Like,
they're Trump supporters again.
Yeah. I bet they're, like, no masks, yeah. The only reason why we hang out is because we don't go anywhere.
By the way, I'm going to say it again. Your doctor should not be trying to excuse you for wearing a mask if you have a lung problem. If you have a lung problem, there's more of a reason for you to wear a mask. It's not that hard, Karens.
And even if you don't have a lung problem, still wear a mask because it's the
You could be completely healthy and die from it.
Yeah. You could be like the healthiest. You could have the healthiest immune system, and you could still get the virus.
Don't even trash immune system.
Don't even try. Like, same. Anyway.
Like, don't be a Karen about it. If you can bring a paper with you saying why you don't have to wear a mask by law, you can bring a fucking mask.
That's the story of Tree. She hasn't texted me in a while. Probably because I have her on mute. But
Watch her be like, Ari, are you okay? Ari, are you okay? Ari, are you... Joey, please.
But yeah, she was just exhausting. She was my type of, like, she wasn't like the right type of friend for me, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't like her. Like, I liked her at first, but then I don't know. I just didn't like her no more, and she started being annoying.
Yep.
Like, I know I'm not the best friend either.
Obviously.
I'm not the perfect friend, but like, I try.
Better than her.
I try.
If she gave her so many chances, and all went to shit.
But I'm gonna tell her, like, next time, like, straight up, I just don't want to talk to you anymore. No, like, she texts me anyway. Oh, and then when we were, like, texting again, she's like, okay, but don't ever mention my fiance again because that really hurt me. I'm like, that's the point, was to hurt you.
Yeah.
For hurting me. I wasn't really hurt. I was just, like, kind of mad. I was kind of, like, upset.
I mean, that would be too much. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly. I think I did the only thing that was reasonable by dropping her because I did not need that in my life. Anyway.
I mean, I know people don't want to drop friends because, yeah, but sometimes you just have to.
So I'm going to be doing, since this is called Makeup and Mukbangs and we already ate, I'm going to be doing my eyeliner. I already put tape on. That's why it looks weird. Again, this is by the same girl that we mentioned earlier. Link in the description.
Tired and she's me on the time being. For the time being.
For the time being, we're always like this.
Yeah, we're just gonna not talk about them for a second. Just focus on our makeup, like.
Yeah. I'm like an amateur, beginner, whatever you want to call it. Moonson over here looks like a drag queen. And loves it.
Yeah.
I mean, drag queens are the best, so.
Like.
I kind of did my eyebrows, but you can't tell because there's nothing there. Like per usual, because I have no eyebrows.
The doorbell.
I'm gonna be doing my eyeliner. Or we're just gonna be doing our makeup but not talking, so I'll just speed this part up. Look at that. You guys see this? Oh my
Wait, let's
God.
both do half of our face.
Huh?
Let's only do half of our face. That's all.
Bitch, no, I wanna look good, not like you.
Been calling for my neck like 7 shades darker.
Whatever. Come on, look. Shade underneath a little bit.
When are you gonna edit this video?
Probably later today. Anyways, well, Moonstone is doing their makeup in the bathroom.
Homophobia!
I added a little bit of pink shadow, you can't tell, but it's there, so trust me. And now I'm just gonna curl my lashes and put some mascara on. And then I'm gonna do the other eye in a little bit. I really don't want to, but I have to. I'm ugly. And to anyone out there that says I'm not, you're lying.
Why are you lying?
Before you say anything, don't make fun of me for doing my eyeshadow after the eyeliner. I'm not doing that. I'm just putting a little pink for just some like extra
Oomph.
color.
As an oomph.
As an extra oomph, yes, exactly.
And while Ari finishes up, I'm gonna go get some chips and eat in the bathroom just in case somebody walks in. I've just reached a new level of sad.
I mean, I do that too, so. I think we're all sad here. Now I'm gonna finish up with the lips. I'm using this peach honey gloss by the same girl from earlier. Thank you all for watching our second episode of Makeup and Mukbangs. We really hope you enjoyed it. We really hope you enjoyed the tea, because we don't know if we're gonna have this much tea next time, but then again, there's still his stories. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out his YouTube channel
Link down below.
Moonstone, and please check out
our Instagrams. There are also some links to small business owners down below, the apps that we use to edit these videos, and a little bit more. Love you guys.
Yes.
Bye, skinnies.
Bye, skinnies.